Welcome back everybody to Exeter's Lab. What we've got here today is a 1946-1947 Conlon radio. Manufactured in Sydney, the Conlon company operated as a radio manufacturer from 1935 all the way up to 1955. So 20 years in business, which is pretty good considering we had a swagger of radio companies all around Australia manufacturing these little things. So I haven't looked at it until now, and we're going to go and hopefully make it work again. I certainly hope so. It's in excellent condition. The case is magnificent. The dial glass is great. I can see where the dial indicator's been scraping the glass. Luckily it hasn't taken any paint off, so that's good. Have a quick look around the back, and as you can see it's all complete, and we've got the Conlon radio coy in Sydney on the back, and high voltage under the chassis with the standard R&P sticker. You can see there's been a bit of work to it. Somebody's soldered on some wire to earth the valve cans, and I don't know if you can see inside, but there's some, the speaker wire has been changed, and I suspect the speaker has been changed at some point. Stuck, mounted on the chassis, is the output transformer, which would have been attached to the original speaker. And if that's the only thing that's been done to it, well, I'll be pretty happy. Anyway, I'll get it out of the case and we'll have a look underneath. Okay, got it out finally. Look at these bolts holding it in. Wow! Talk about workmanship and making something solid. Well, there's the case. The chassis, pardon me. Yeah, looks good. And ew, dead spider. Ew, huntsman too. Yuck. Okay, we'll have to clean him out. And everything's looking good. Yeah, it's been played with. That's okay. Somebody's put some, I don't know, silicone there, holding the dial plate in. People will do what they've got to do. Again, not a problem, not a problem. Now, I've got it here. Let's have a look underneath. That aerial wire out of the way. And yes, people have been at it before, and well, I don't know how recently, but fairly recently. New poly caps are in place. Yet the old electrolytics are still in there. Why would you bother? Yeah. This probably works as is, but still we're going to run some tests on it. But it looks neat, lots of room under there, that's great. Can't find a schematic for this one though, so I'm hoping that the values are going to be on these caps. I'll work something out anyway. Alright, I'll just get ready for the testing of the power supply. Back in a sec. Actually, before I start, I've just had a look at the cap, and I was incorrect. It's not a filter cap. It's only a 1 microfarad. It's just the size of it had me fooled. So I'm still going to replace it. The filter caps are here. I'll just tilt the camera up. Filter cap, a smoothing cap, and a reservoir is I read in a thread from the UK once. Well, they're going to be 8, 16 or 24 microfarad. I'm not sure. I'll probably end up doing a bit more research, see if I can find out what they're most likely to be. I'll even do a measurement on them. They may still be okay. Doesn't mean I'm going to leave them in, of course. I'm going to change them. But yeah, definitely those two. So I think I'll start with these first, and I'll just have a bit of a prod around and come back. Okay, I took the first cap out. There it is there. It's got a 200 and what is it? 250 ohm resistor strapped across it. No markings on this at all. Talk about a paper cap. I mean, homemade or what? I don't know. Anyway, let's see if we can get some sort of reading out of it with the multimeter. Give us a clue as to what its value may be. As I said, I'm thinking 816 or 24. Anyway, take it from me. It's connected. We'll just watch our multimeter and see what it gives us. And we've got 38 microfarad. So if that's an original cap, it's gone high. I would say my best guess is it was a 24 microfarad cap to begin with. If it was all 6, I'm not sure. But I've got an idea, and I will go do that research and see if I can find anything. Right, I was lucky enough to find a schematic, which I believe is for this model. The valve layout is correct: 6JBG, 6U7, 6B6, 6V6, and 5Y3, which is what we've got. This one shows an SMC, and in my earlier research I noticed that this model is probably an SMC model. And it says here SMC table, which is what our chassis is, and the console. And right here we've got what appears to me is the output circuit for the console. So we've got two 6V6s in a push-pull arrangement being fed off the 6B6. So that's good. But back to where we were. Here are our two filter caps, and I'm not sure if you can read it, but they are both 8 microfarad each. There's also a 25 microfarad at 40 volt, probably, I'm guessing, a coupling cap. But it goes to show, this little critter, quite a large one, as they all were back in the day. If it's 8 microfarad, I can stand measuring what, high 30s, the 8 microfarad? Yeah. So I'll just get around and make those changes. Well, I've attached the first filter cap. Positive end is now soldered on, nice and firm. I was going to show it, but my hands are all in there and you wouldn't have seen anything actually. I've got here the existing earth terminal, which is soldered to the chassis, and we'll just hook onto that. So if I can crimp it, deadly crimp. That side's done. Just get rid of the excess. Bend that over. Tighten it. Nice and solid. Now, bit of solder. Done. That looks pretty good. Alright, I'll start taking the other one out. Well, I managed to get the second cap in, and again, positive end was an absolute struggle. I've just crimped it onto the earth lead, or the chassis end, and we'll just solder that up. Give the solder a chance to run. There we go. Don't know what you saw there, but that's nice and solid. I insulated the positive lead just in case, and now I can get to that big black cap there, which is just a 0.05, or can't really read it from here, or a 0.06. Looks to be a coupling cap of some sort, and that will be easy to get to. I'm not going to worry about that for now, and I won't worry about that big brown duke on there. Again, it's just a 1 microfarad. Maybe I'll change it, yeah, might as well. I'll just go get a capacitor. Okay, so I have our replacement capacitor, market 1 UF, and I've already checked the polarity on this one. That little line there tells me that's the foil end. So that's the orientation it will go to. We can see that top side there, that's connected directly to the chassis. So this will be fairly simple. Snipper any for you. Right, yeah, there you are. And just in case I get sidetracked, just mark it in red, and of course can't go wrong there. There are our ends. Do I have the room? Oh yes. Just J-hook. Snip off the excess. Go away. And a little wide down. I'll straighten this up. Now I might get there in the end. Just make a very quick measurement. Oh, I'm still terrible at getting these things in neatly. And yes, I was sidetracked. The battery just ran out, so I had to go hunt up the charger for it. Right, we shouldn't have any more interruptions. So where was I? Oh yes. Let's solder this cap in place. If I can get hold of the solder itself. As I've been told many times, just a touch of solder will do. Doesn't need a lot. Yeah, didn't leave enough lead on it. Oh, just enough actually. Getting the existing lead down. Add some tension to it. And we're done. And what I like to do, just run a continuity test. Make sure my solder joints are all okay. Set my multimeter to diode, and let's have a look. I can hear a beep. That's good. Let's go to the chassis. And the other end should beep with that. Yeah, because they're connected. It's good. Might as well check the electrodes. That's fine. And that's fine too. And I'm pretty sure the positives will be the same. Bottom one's good, and top one's insulated. I'll take that as being okay anyway. Well, time to power up. See if we get anything out of it. I'll just hook it up to my aerial. And as you see, I've put all the knobs on there. I've said in the last video, I don't touch a chassis when there's power running through it. So, resurrect's on, the current limiter's on, let's give it some power. Current limiter's not showing any signs. Oh, there's life, one of the globes is lighting up. Let me see. No smoke. Excellent. Right, that's at full power. This is volume. Oh yeah, it works. Let's see if the station's there. Nice. Oh, both dog globes are working too. How about that? Very cool. No idea what station this is. A faint one. Greek.
See it all the time that things can only be one thing or the other. You can only be male or female.
That's pretty good sound coming out of it.
Or right or wrong.
Well, the majority of the caps have been changed anyway, so...
We just fall into this
which is,
default.
okay, bit of a disappointment. I like to change them all myself. I mean, that's why I do it, really.
Of relationships, of our relationships to the natural
we've
world,
still got
for
that,
instance,
I'll
to
turn
each
this down a
other,
bit.
to strangers.
We've still got
a way of not seeing
big blackie there to change,
really
and
for me personally,
I will go through all the original resistors, measure them up, see if they're in spec. Again, we'll just plot along with that. So I'm going to leave it for today. I've got things to do this afternoon. Oh yeah, sorry. I've got a coupling cap here attached to the volume pot. Don't know if you can see it. Well, it's in there. Oh. There you go. So there's that big black bugger. And that'll be a small value too, I suppose. 0.0 something, 0.05. I still marvel at the size of these old caps compared to modern ones, especially this 1 microfarad. If we can compare the two, yeah, I love it, absolutely love it. Anyway, I'll be back again. To you it'll seem like an instant. Well, hey everyone, I'm back. Another day, same radio. When I left off last time, I had 2 caps left to go. Big black one here, and of course this coupling cap right there. So I'm going to start with that one, and then move over to there. So I'll have to cut while I'm doing it, as I can't get in there with the camera in the way. So back in a sec. Well, I finally got the cap in, and I'll tell you what, this one's fighting me all the way. It's just tight fit in there, and I've got another potential nightmare here. Nah, this should be okay. Little 4700 PF, and I've got a replacement for that one. So yeah, didn't see him before. No idea what it does. Must look that up one day. And of course, what I believe to be the coupling cap. So I'm going to get onto that, and I'll come back. And actually, before I do that, haven't done it. Replaced the cap and haven't turned the radio on since yesterday. So we'll run a test. I'll just power it up. Everything's looking good. Yep, no smoke. Current limiter's not glowing at all. Everything's still connected. There we go.
We can help make running your own business more affordable. Save up to $200 off.
That the person owns the token, let's say. So maybe not the...
That's good.
Normally they're considered to be losers, because in 21st century Australia, ethical, moral...
Alright, let's get to the other caps. I really wish I could show you me working, but as I said, it's difficult. Well, the last two capacitors have been installed, and it's time for a test. Something I just like to do, and it doesn't hurt to do this. I've said it before, some people say, oh, it's time consuming, but not for me. It just means that I'm just checking my work, making sure the radio is still functional. There it comes.
But, you know, the general sort of region, but if I can suggest one for the playlist...
Oh yeah, we've always loved your suggestions, because you're known for your great musical talent.
Come on, wheelbase, mid-riff, man.
Yeah.
The song is whatever you choose.
So that's good, that's good. That's all working. Turn it off. Next job, checking all the resistors to see, pardon for knocking the camera, see if they're still in spec. Again, I just find it a bit strange that if you're going to go to the trouble of changing the caps, whoever did it, previous owner I suspect, why not check your resistors? These things, you know, 70 years old. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start measuring them and replace, pretty much I think I'll replace all of them. So I'll start checking, I'll come back. Well, I've got the multimeter set up, and yes, it's in the camera. That's good, you can see it. Just at random, we'll pick this resistor, and it's, well, red or brown, I'd say red, green, yellow, and if I look up my chart, red is 2, green is 5, and yellow is 10,000. So that's 250k. Now let's see what we get. I can keep a hold of the probe. Oh well, 308k, so way over. Now, if I put my colour on, and that's not red and it's brown, well, brown is makes it what, 150k. No, but I'm going for red. 308k is closer to 250 than 150. So I'll be changing that. And what's the next one? One underneath it. We've got blue, black and orange. So blue is 6, black is 0, orange is 1000. So what did I say? 60K. Check this out. 66K, so that's over too. Keep in mind, always remember 10% tolerance usually, unless the schematic specifies possibly 1% or 5. But I suspect, going by the schematic, it doesn't even give me a precision rating. It's just talking about how many watts they are. Third of a watt, 1 watt, as to the thermal load. So that will be changed as well. And I bet you, let's go to the bottom one here. So brown, red and green. So 1, 2 and 100,000, that's a meg, I think. Yeah, so it's 1.3, almost 1.4 meg. What did I say? Brown, red and green. 1.2 meg, 1.4 meg, so that's over. I'll change that. And I think I'm going to, yeah, I will change them all. So I'm going to start and then I'll come back again. Oh, and it just occurred to me, I should have said this earlier, these old colour-coded resistors, they're read by, for example, this one, the body of it is red, so that's the first colour. One end will be a different colour, this is green, so that's your second value, and the yellow stripe is your third value, which is your multiplier. So red is whatever, green is another number, and multiplied by whatever colour that is. The stripe could be a dot as well, and sometimes it's so old that it's not even there. So you sort of have to make a best guess based upon, well, I do anyway, based upon where it is in the circuit. And if I've got a schematic, hopefully I can trace to where it is and replace it. But very simple colour coding, and that colour coding relates to more modern capacitor resistors as well. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Right, well, I finally finished all the resistors. I replaced every one of them except for 2. And I thought, figure, why not? And they tested spot on actually. So I've left them in there. Again, it was a struggle, and in this particular area here, absolute mess in there. Gosh, I've got to watch out nothing's touching, and I should have insulated them, I suppose, but anyway, next time. So I have been doing a couple of tests as I've been going, but I've just replaced the last 3, and I figured do a test for posterity. Turn the power on, variac comes up, and should turn the variac on. Here we go. 240 volts. I'm hoping it works. Of course it will.
Community, and even if you can just keep working part-time for another couple of years, financially that too will make a huge American political tactic, but I think that
talkback radio.
Known as someone who
thorough financial advice as we move through the different stages of our life to make choices
the
that
tone's
will
working?
be integral for our well-being, for that, you know, half your life.
Actually, it's very good sound. Very good sound for it.
Gosh, freaking me out.
Look, it's essentially finished. What I'm going to do is change the power cord. That looks terrible. I'm going to put a very nice maroon coloured cloth covered 3-core onto it, and with a nice plug, and I'll get onto that, And of course it's going to be easy because as you can see, everything's marked on the transformer. 250, 240 volts, common, and there's our earth, and I'll just tap into that earth there. So a very, very simple job. Back soon. Okay, I have my nice power cable, and where are we? Oh, here we are. And a nice little black plug, sort of looks the right age type of thing. It's not bakelite, of course, just plastic. Picked this up at Bunnings, about $3.50. So that's good. And we're going to change it. So first thing I've done, I've pulled out the plug, definitely. Don't want to be cutting wires with that plugged in. Snip that off. And we're right there. Yeah. Should have done it from the top. Never mind. There it is. Right. That's gone. And snip there. There and there. Nice. Ooh, little thing I'll do. Let me see. Run the test first. See. If I've got my lengths correct. Yep. Bring it down to there. Yeah, I snipped, when I was cutting the cloth, I accidentally snipped the blue wire, which is a bummer. I'll try and get that out. So it's about there, that's alright. And I will just, I'm going to have to get in there and make some cuts, so I'll just cut away for a second. Right, yeah, we're ready. I managed to, well, I put a new grommet in there, and that was a tight fit, and finally managed to get the power cable through. I've given it some shrink tube there just to stop the cover and the cotton inside fraying all around the place. So just going to follow what we're doing here. Colour coding's wonderful. I've already tinned the active and neutral, so our brown is active. That's why I've wired the plug up. So first off, let's just get rid of this little fella. You're gone. And probably just the pliers, I think. Alright. Stay there. It's not bad. Could have been a bit neater, but you know what? It works. Neutral or common. Right. Stick. Nice. Nice and solid. And what I'm going to do for the earth, I'm just going to link them together, so, and shrink tube. I'll just get some so you know what, I'm not going to join the wires together. I'm going to see if I can get this into that existing solder joint. Just partially there. I'll just put a bit more solder on soldering iron. Managed to do it. Let's see if we've got continuity with the chassis. So just using the multimeter, and there's my probe. That's on a earth. That's earth to the chassis, and my other probe, multimeter sector diode test. All I got to do is come on, and there you go. If you can hear that continuity. So, excuse me, my phone is ringing. Okay, phone call's done. And we'll just snip off the leftover of the old earth. Gone. Well, that's pretty much it. One other thing to do, so as not to hopefully pull out the power lead, I just connect a simple little cable tie. Wrong way. There we go. Disappeared on me. That's a pretty tight fit through the grommet, but still, a little bit of insurance. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, trying to get light in there and not obstruct the camera too much. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the cable tie's on. I'll put another one on there. Come on. And see if we can tighten the shit out of it. It's pretty good. Right, there's our new power cable. All set up. Where are we? There we are. Right, time to plug it in. Hopefully it's all done right. Oop, pardon me. Hope it doesn't go up in smoke. Verac on, slowly. Looks to be good. Dial globes are lighting up. And full power. And there's no shorts in it. The current limiter's not glowing at all.
Appeared out of the murky gloom.
Well, that works. You know, with some radios I've noticed they warm up and then the signal just comes straight in like bang, rather than being very, very soft and coming up to strength. Whether that's a valve or not, I'm not sure, and I must actually check that out. But if anybody watches these videos of mine and happens to know, I would really appreciate an answer on that. That would be great. Alright, she's finished. Except for one thing. And that's the next job on this. And that's putting in a plug, a modification which I call the MP3 mod. There's a couple of videos on that. Terry Dayton from D-Lab has one. He has two actually. That's where I got the idea from. And I know it's probably blasphemy to the vintage radio purists, but for me, it adds a new lease of life to the radio. People I know, my friends, they see that I've got radios and I go, oh yeah, you can plug an MP3 into it. And they go, oh wow! you know, and oh, can I use my smartphone? I go, yeah, just go buy a little cheap $5 Bluetooth dongle, plug that into the socket, and pair your phone up with it, and listen to whatever you like. I think it's a wonderful idea. Like I said, it expands the use of this new lease of life. You can listen to plug my MP3 player into it. I can listen to all my old songs. I can listen to all the old time radio shows. Ones I've never heard of, but they're great. And I get to listen to old time radio on an old time radio. But anyway, I'll be going through that process as well, showing you, well, the whole thing, exactly what I do, and how to do it, hopefully not in a simplified way, but just step by step, so you can see it all happening. So I'll be back shortly. I was going through the videos that I'd taken last night, and I noticed that the clip for testing the transformer to see if it's actually working, I didn't have it, so I suspect I just didn't press the record button. I thought I did. So I'm going to run through it. I like to show what I do through the whole process, and we'll start now. Even though the radio is functional and all the caps and resistors, virtually all the caps and resistors have been changed. Well, all the caps certainly. So what do? Well, turn our multimeter on and put it to AC voltage. Take our black lead and attach it to a suitable earth. And here's one there, by one of the filter caps. And on this transformer, it's great. It's got a little plate on it with the voltages written on it. So let's have a look. First thing we'll go is, oh well, it's an easy one. High voltage, 320 volts. Hopefully I can get a fix on that. Just attach that. Just swing the camera down a bit more. And current limiter and variac are on, so just looking, give it a little bit of power and looking to see if the multimeter is actually registering power. And yes, it is. And so we're getting high voltage. What's next? What's it say? I'm not sure what it says. 6 volts. It's upside down. But we'll test it anyway, see if something's coming out of it. I might have to hold that in. Yep. Both leads come out. Okay, and let's check. And yes, you can see we're getting voltage. Let's turn the power off. And our last, what's that? 5 volts. Again, I'm going to have to hold it in. Turn the power on. Watch the multimeter. And that's going up too. As long as it registers, and then I turn the power off completely and start replacing the capacitors first. Anyway, that's the process I use every time to check the transformer. Again, if the transformer's not outputting power, then I'll make a decision as to whether I'll replace the transformer or just scrap the unit. In this case, I would have changed the transformer. It's too good a little radio to scrap. And I said previously that I was going to do the MP3 mod, and I'm going to do a separate video on that. And I will, yes, I will. I'll do that pretty much after I post this video up. So yeah, just a continuation on for second job for this radio, and hopefully do an alignment on it, and I'll make that a separate video as well. So see you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.